This time on Boney Revivals, we get this 1935 McCormick Deering W-12 running for the first time in years and take it in a 4th of July parade. All right, we got something a little different for you guys today. Today we're not be working on any sort of car or truck. We're working on some old antique farm equipment. Behind me here, you know, along with Oliver, is this 1935 McCormick Deering W-12. Cool history behind this tractor. We bought this tractor off a family friend years ago, and then us as a family, we actually restored it. I want to say it's been probably 10 years. I want to say close to that, somewhere in that area, maybe 8, something like that. But we did this tractor up. What you will be noticing too, for anybody that's like a McCormick, you know, Deering farm-all guy, might be noticing that this little tractor is gray. And a little fun history fact for anybody who's curious, the McCormick Deering line, you know, and we can even get into like the F-Series and stuff. We have a bunch of the F-Series tractors as well. But when McCormick Deering first started producing their tractors, they weren't actually red, that everybody knows the farm-all to be. McCormick Deering actually painted their tractors gray and red heading into 36. That's when they switched. And the big reason why they switched from the gray to the red was so the tractor was actually more visible working out in the field, which was actually a marketing ploy by them, basically to get their tractor more recognized, because you're going to see a red tractor, a bright red tractor in a field than this gray one, right?
There is actually something that's even more awesome about this engine, and I learned of it when I tore into the engine and rebuilt the engine in this, that this was an early 35. The one trouble they had with the earlier engines, they had not developed the hardening processes for all their metal parts yet. And what they developed after this engine was built was what they called taco hardening, surface hardening on your crank pins, your crank journals, stuff like that. This is an earlier crank that's a soft metal and was never hardened. So they wore extremely hard, extremely quick, and it cost International Harvester all kinds of money for warranty because of engine parts were wearing out prematurely that International Harvester had to pay warranty on. And this is one of the rare crankshafts. This is original crankshaft from this tractor that did exhibit wear. It wasn't bad enough. We had to remachine the crankshaft, but it was a soft metal, and most of these engines, they had replacement crankshafts already put in them. This one was never replaced.
So it's the original crank. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's the original rods and pistons too, right? Like the whole bottom end's original.
We did some hop-up work on it.
Well, yeah. It's a Farmall F14 head on it, if I'm not mistaken. And pistons, okay.
Yeah, we increased the compression ratio and everything in the engine way, like this engine's got way more horsepower, which isn't much.
Yeah.
But way more than it would have out of factory. We just hop everything up.
Another very cool thing about this tractor that is actually rare for these W12s is the belt pulley drive off the back PTO, which this tractor, when we bought it, didn't have this.
Well, basically, there's a lot of pioneering collectors of this old iron stuff. My dad happened to be one of them fellas, and there was a group early on, going way back into the 50s and 60s, that they started finding value in this old iron. You know, and you could have it for, 50 cents on the dollar, like cheap. Anyhow, this one collector from way back when, Mr. Jim Ertl, he actually had hundreds of tractors, whether they're parts tractors or some of the most expensive collector tractors on this planet. He had his hands on all that stuff. He was gracious enough to sell us that belt pulley drive.
And the other cool part too is we actually ended up with 2 more tractors out of that collection of his, and one of them, which maybe down the road you guys will be seeing it, but it's kind of a cool story because that one actually was your dad's tractor that he sold years ago, like what, probably back in the 70s or 80s?
It was like back 69, 70. He sold that tractor to Jim.
Yep, and then we basically got talking to him, realized that's a cool story too. We'll get into that story a different time. But
that's not this episode.
We just wanted to mention that this is a unique piece, and the belt pulley specifically is a very unique piece that came from one of the great collectors of that generation. That appreciated the old, farming equipment. We have our magnet off our Magneto here, and we're curious to see how much magnetism it has left.
That seems pretty. That's pretty strong, really.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, okay, the next thing we got to do here, we can actually zap this. We're going to have to build an apparatus to do it. But the one thing you need to do on these magnets, you got to use the compass and find which is the north and south side of the magnet. So we got to come up with a compass so that way we know when we charge it that we didn't change the polarity on the magnet.
Okay, so we have our magnet here off our Magneto, and we got ourselves a compass. What this is going to do is going to tell us north and south through the magnetic field. So you take it to the end of it, see how it kind of sucks to that, and then let it reset here. It should. Yep. I don't know if you saw that or not. I'll try to get it to do it again. See how it kind of went right to it. Pull it away, shake it. North went away. Watch it go up. See how it's already. So that's how you know your north and south end of your magnet. However, within testing this magnet against that piece of angle iron over there, well, it's actually a plow. This definitely has enough magnetization within it, so the magnet should be good.
Back.
Okay.
There's going to be another one
Is
over
there
here.
Why would they?
No, because of that's just the way it is. So we're kind of screwed there. Let's get the points cover off there. I'm sure I tested through all that stuff before.
Probably best if we go through it again though, just
Yep.
'cause.
Yep. So you need to push that down out of the way and pull that cover off. We are
Now,
probably.
does this come down, or do I have to
Nope.
pull these pins out?
No, you should be able to just push that down.
Okay.
And then pull the cap rearward. Excellent, kid. Excellent. Now, if we got to pull this Magneto off, there's a couple different ways we can go about doing it, which I've been successful either which way. There's a hole in the flywheel housing on this for your timing marks. You got to look back and get them lined up. But I also always take like a paint pen and mark the drive so that way you don't lose your time.
And mark this. Okay. There's that portion of it. And then I think he's gonna want to also do something with that, but I want to ask him where he wants it marked. Where do you want this marked on the pointer? Like, you want it on the case?
Yep, on the aluminum case.
Okay.
So
Let's see.
yep, we're
I have
across
that
there,
there.
over there.
Yeah, I
Yep,
have
that's
it
bolted
there.
on. And perfect.
Okay.
Yep, now we can rip her off. One of these deals. I'll spark the wire and just pull this back through. Out of.
Alright. Oh.
Oh. Yay.
Fight to get her out of there. There she is. Okay. I'm gonna put that back on there so that don't get lost. Let's go take it to the workbench. So unfortunately, with times crunch and schedules and whatnot, we were unable to get on video what was actually wrong with this Magneto, but my dad put a brand new coil in it when we put this tractor together, and basically the brand new coil went out on it. So we had a replacement Magneto, actually a whole engine, which is the engine that we picked up a few years ago, right as we were getting the square body ready for Power Tour. But yeah, we put another coil on it. All right, we got our fuel on. Make sure it's not in gear 2, by the way. It'll run you right over and kill you. So my old man said this thing should fire off with 2 cranks. We're about to find out. The Magneto switch. Needs spark. Needs spark. What was that for? I thought we were doing the thing. Oh. Oh. No. There's some in it. Seriously? Serious? Unreal. Wow. So much for 2 cranks, Dad. 3 cranks later. There she goes. Let her warm up a little bit. been a while since I heard the old girl purr. I also got to remember the shift pattern on this because it's been that long. Doing a fine job.
Practice, sir. Do I get a raise?
No raise, sorry.
Okay. Back foot! Back foot! Back foot!
Well, there you have it, boys. She ran in the parade. She was perfect. She's a good old girl. She, just needed some TLC with the mag, but has spark and ran really, really good. Can't be mad about it at all. Hopefully, with this thing up and running, we'll have it out to some more antique farm shows throughout the year. It's just one of those things where basically what happened with this tractor was we took it to shows almost every single year after we restored it, and it was just one of those things that pretty much what happened was the one year we went to fire it up and it wouldn't run, and we dug into it a little bit and just kind of figured out it was a Magneto issue with no spark, and unfortunately it sat. And that's, again, what happens when you have stuff that sits and you got too much stuff. No, definitely there's no such thing as having too much stuff. It's that we just didn't give it the proper attention it needed because we have too much stuff. No, because reasons that are unrelated to the fact that we have too much stuff. But yet again, there she is. If you guys want to see more of this content, we have a bunch of these old tractors that we've been wanting to revive, that haven't ran in years. And if you guys really dig this stuff, which I'm hoping you do, I want to bring it to the channel because I love this old antique farm equipment. I know my dad does, Oliver does, the whole family's really into it, and that's what really matters. We're in all the old cars and trucks and stuff, and that's mainly what our main content is. But man, putting together some old tractors and running them and putting them back to work like the way that they were supposed to be used, there's something cool about that too. So with that being said, we'll see you guys next time here on Boneyard Revivals. If you got an old car or truck in the garage, blow the dust off it and get her running. Your dreams won't work unless you do. So get out in the garage, make something happen. Until next time, we'll see you here on Boneyard Revivals. Take care.